Good morning. We'll begin this session as a continuation of whatever that we were doing as a part of software quality and project management. Already we have gone through different topics like software quality parameters and associated standards, then project management activities, project planning, right, scheduling and risk management. Right now, let's continue this one and talk about the people capability maturity model, cost estimation, and this. And please remember project planning, project scheduling, cost estimation with reference to your project. Okay, you try to focus on that. That will help you to do better. Okay, everywhere. Because if you cannot apply these things to your project, right, what is the use of learning all these things? Right? So with this introduction of what we are going to do today, okay, let me get into the straight away to the topic and uh, begin, right? As I told you in the last class, right, the project management activity includes proposal writing, project planning and scheduling, cost estimation, monitoring and reviews, all these things. A theoretical stuff gets into, right? And uh, here is a one important thing, right? For your project, please try to identify different tasks T1, T2, T3, and the duration that whatever that is required, and dependencies. I told you the dependencies, right? So identify the various tasks and the dependencies, the duration required in days, and draw the okay graph, okay, showing this. And here there are two things. One is start point and the finish point, right? And you can have a say the start date. These are all date indicator when it's going to begin, right? And how many days is required from start to okay, T1 to complete 8 days, right? It can get into, and somewhere people okay write milestones also, right? Milestones are nothing but the important things, deliverables or important visibility for your project that you get it. For example, okay, reviewed SAR is ready, or the design okay, of particular module is ready, right? It is something we can call as an outcome, right? So milestones are important. These milestones will give you a feeling that one you are making a progress. So please make it a point to identify. Ashish, note down the question in our class with the question bank as a part of discussion.
Yeah, yes, just
Right. Identify the following for your project. Okay, your academic project being done in fifth semester.
yes,
First one is right. Um, okay, task, and
sir.
first one is task.
Task, okay.
Second one is milestone.
Milestone,
Right. Third one is dependencies. Then
dependencies,
fourth one is duration for each task.
sir.
Duration for each task.
Yes,
Right? That's all. This is the A part. Okay, the B part is right. Draw the task dependency graph. Draw the task duration and dependency graph. Draw the task duration and dependency graph. Okay,
yes.
right. Now on this particular screen, this screen, right? This screen.
Should I take a screenshot? I'll take a
Yeah.
screenshot.
Yes, yes, yes. Right.
And the next screen also.
Next
Yes,
one, this also you take it and you provide this as a hint for that question.
yeah, yes,
Right? Hint. Okay, you complete it. You people have to prepare this, which already we have gone through. Right? Got it. Understood? And this also you take it. This also you take it. It is a Gantt chart, okay, where each task and the days, calendar days, right? You can show the milestone, you can show when it is going to begin a task, when it is going to end, draw the Gantt chart also. Right? Please note on this also. Take a screenshot of this.
yes,
Okay, provide a hint for this particular question. Right, all right, we
yes,
have done it, and risk also we have gone through. In that, this one you put it also. Identify the following. You have written task, all these things are listed. No, in that, add one more thing, again, risk and its mitigation plan. Risk and its
okay.
mitigation plan. Right?
What's the risk and
It's a mitigation plan. How do you overcome that? Right? So already we
Okay.
discussed this one, and please refer the book for once again. Okay, guys. So we are preparing for the third internal exam. Now the another part is people capability maturity model. Right? Not on the next question. Not on the next question. Discuss the various factor governing staff selection. Discuss various factors governing staff selection. How do you vote? What are the different nature of people? Right?
Yes.
Right. And next question, Madon, explain the different levels of people capability maturity model, PCP.
So explain.
Explain the different levels of people capability maturity model, PCMM. People capability maturity model, PCMM. P dash CMM. CMM capital, P small letter.
Yes.
Right. So this is another question. Now let's quickly get into right the critical factor affecting people management. Look at that. Okay, consistency. Okay, consistency. People in touch. That's one important thing. Now there are many aspects. Okay, let's try to put everything in the form of chart. Right. Share human needs. Look into that. Okay, psychological needs, safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, right? Please look into that, right? People have to develop their skills, and there are different factors that you can look into personality, right? Attitude, right? People should have a positive attitude towards their work and should be willing to learn new skills. Okay, now please look into that when you people join. Attitude matters a lot, right? Why do people prefer some group? Okay, certain people in their team involved because of their attitude. Got it? Okay, and we are working in a heterogeneous team. People from different language, different culture, different religion. We are together. When we are together in a particular team, we need to right work as a one. Okay, this towards the goal and all. Then look at the adaptability, right? Right. Um, See, look at that. People, unless otherwise they adapt to the different changing situation of maybe learning new technology, new platforms, new things, right? Things doesn't work. What is how do you gauge the people from adaptability perspective? Personality, attitude, right? Adaptability. Now, look at communication ability. How people can express themselves, their ideas, team. Okay, that is also equally important. Education background, problem solving ability. These are the different aspects that people look into while staff selection. I think this is small input to you people for the placement preparation also. Right? Your problem solving capability. The problem may be related to you or may not be. For example, I was talking to you about the one of the interview in recent Radisys, right? There's one of the interview in HR round was that one. Okay, which what is the latest movie you observed? I mean, seen? What is the latest thing you have seen in the web series? Right? Yes. Right? So that's how things gets into. Right? What are your attitude towards each one of those things? Is they are important. And application domain experience, platform experience, programming language experience, right? So probably this you can take it as a preparation for your placement also, right? Factor affecting staff selection, right? I'll quickly move because it is your experience you need to add it for that. Now, when you look at the psychological study of motivation done by some people, there are three categories of people that you find usually. One is task-oriented people. They're motivated by their own task. New task, they sit at some corner, they do it, they enjoy the results they get it from. And they always like to have the challenge, given to them, intellectual challenge, right? Yes, they like it, right? And they're always motivated by this, task-oriented people, right? Then self-oriented people, right, are motivated by personal success and recognition, right? They got their own goals. They could contribute to the organization and all through. I mean, they contribute and thereby they try to always look into their recognition, personal success at the same time, right? So that one are all selfish. Mute. Right. They are not selfish and think only of their concern, but at the same time, okay, they are motivated by their personal success and recognition. If people says, "Oh, really, I've done this," okay, we acknowledge this one. Okay, they get motivated and they try to get into. Right. The third category of people is interaction-oriented people are motivated by the presence of an action of co-workers, right? Within a group and all. They love this to work, right? Now, as a software development now it's becoming more user-centered, interaction-oriented individuals are becoming more involved in software engineering. These are the different nature. And as a concluding remark for this, we can say that one, and I think probably we will all accept this. Interaction-oriented personalities usually like to work as a part of the group, whereas task-oriented and self-oriented people often prefer to work alone. But more interesting, according to me, why is that one a balanced one? Okay, we need to get into. So we need to be partly interaction oriented people, at least 25% that qualities that we need to have, and we should be a task oriented always, right? But this self oriented, if they are not balanced, is one, and for their gain, for their fame, and at all, if at all they focus, there is likely that one they may get derailed and go in a different track and all. So task oriented with interaction oriented personalities, that if at all we mix up and all things, that is a good combination that we can get into like this. So let me summarize all these things and quickly get into, right? Now there are many issues or problems, okay, for the team that get into, right? Look at that resistance to a leadership change. Whenever we do the change of their group leaders and all, people try to resist, right? That should not be. We should be flexible enough to get into this. Adaptability is a very much important thing, right, for any individuals and thing, right? Now look at that group thinking, right? Many times what happens is that when the critical abilities of a group members are eroded by group loyalties, okay, consideration of alternatives is, okay, is replaced by loyalty to group, okay, group norms and decisions many times. And any professional favored by the majority of the group may be adopted without a proper consideration of an alternatives, right? So, okay, please try to, okay, look into that one. These are the experience that you try to get as and when you become a, okay, group members, work in a group and all, okay, this thing, right? Something added the important environmental factors identified in that design study. I mean, where privacy programmers requires an area where they can concentrate and work with, okay, without interruption. Outside awareness, people prefer to work in natural light and with a view of outside environment. Okay, personalization, individuals adopt their working practices and have a different opinion, okay, on decor, right? So these are the other additional factors that when you talk about the people management, you need to get into, right? So people capability maturity model, right? That we are going to discuss about that. The objective of this is to improve the capability of software organization by increasing the capability of the workflows. To ensure that software development capability is an attribute of an organization rather than few individuals. This is the most important thing. Success, right, we should get because of the process that we follow and not because of the people. Of course, people do matter for, okay, following the process, right? So you need to understand this. These two is a very important thing. Now, here one of the note which I added here. Look, PCMM is a practical tool for improving the management of people, right, in an organization because it provides a framework for motivating, recognizing, standardizing, and improving good practices. What is people capability maturity model? It is a framework for motivating, recognizing, standardizing, and improving the good practices. That's the end of that, right? So it may be a short note. You need to focus on that. There are different levels. Okay, level 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Like this, it gets into 5, right? All of you see here, Right? You can take a screenshot of that. You will get it in internet everywhere. So initially, when you work in the people, you have everything in ad hoc mechanism of people management. That's the initial. But when you go to the level two, it is a repeatable, right? Repeatable establishment of policies. Just a minute. Camera is not working in my case. Just a minute. Okay. So any process that you introduce, okay, it will produce the same effect, okay, when it is being repeated, right? This you can achieve by, okay, training, performance management, staffing, okay, communication, okay, work environment properly looking into that. The third one is define standardization of the best people management, right, practices across the organization. I mean, you try to institutionalize this. First one is ad hoc. Second one is repeatable. Any process you introduce, right, it produce right same result. Third one is you define and standardize across, okay, the organization. The third one is a defined one, right? The fourth one is managed, right? You develop a procedure to manage the quality goals, okay, which a process produces. And fifth one, try to optimize, optimizing a continuous focus on improving individual workforce. So this is how the people capability maturity model, okay, that focuses. There are five stages. One is initial, second one is repeatable, third one is defined, fourth one is managed, fifth one optimized. You try to remember, right? All these things. And what happens during all these things, right? So when you try to, okay, define the things and try to across the different department, okay, at the organization level, right? Here, what is required is participatory culture, okay, competency based practices, a career development, okay, competency development, workforce planning and all, knowledge and skill analysis that we are doing at organization level, right? So please try to remember as a part of a theoretical stuff, it may get added into your examination process sometimes, right? Please remember every keyword given in the textbook, every keyword given in the syllabus and all, you must read at least once and try to understand what it is, right? This. And I hope that question bank given to you all people for from the unit to 1 to 3, right? They are just indicative. Prepare the answer for that thoroughly, right? And also similar kind of things from the 3 units. And in the same way, you can extend your study for remaining units also. These question banks were given just to motivate you people. How can you think about the possibilities that I can get into examination? It should prepare me, okay, for the better things, right? So from that perspective, this, okay, the things have been done, including the in-class question bank also, right? That's Ashish, okay, is it clear that why do we go for question bank and all?
Yeah, yes.
It should only help us, okay, okay, do hand holding. Okay, don't think that in class question bank, same thing will appear. No. One should
Yeah,
get
yes.
that impression. Okay, that's right. Right. Okay, now we'll get into the cost estimation. Note down one more question in class question bank and prepare thoroughly. Right? Yes. Ashish, note down. Ashish, note down.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
Right.
List and explain the various factors that influence cost of a product. List and explain the various factors that influence the cost of a product, software product. Right?
Yeah, yes.
Right. Use these factors. Use these factor to estimate the cost of the product. Using these factors, use these factors to estimate the cost of the software product being visualized as a part of fifth semester academic project. So when this chapter speaks about the planning, risk, quality, project cost and all, so with reference to your project, all of you prepare a good answer and keep the things ready as how do you do it. What is the cost of your project? So you may say that one it costs around 50,000. How did you estimate it? What are the factors taken into account? Right? And some calculation, something you have to do, some description, right? Ashish, these things are to be prepared mandatorily before you get into third, right? In internal examinations, right? And do it.
Okay, sir.
All student must appear for third eye, otherwise you'll be missing a lot, right? It's a kind of preparation. Even though you got good marks in earlier this thing, you must, right? So
Yes.
let's get into right. First one, right? What we are talking, right, is okay as a part of this project planning. When you look at the project planning, it is a size of the project, right? Task involved in project, okay, duration required for every task, right? That is okay being seen. Then one part of that, as a part of this, the extension, you get into effort estimation. How much time is required? How much effort is required? And based on this effort, the cost is being okay, estimated, right? The effort is very important. Okay, maybe we call as a man hours. How much man hours that is looked into? It is not only the effort that you look into. There are many other parameters that influence the cost, right? Yes, right. It could be rent, it could be electricity bill, it could be other housekeeping activity. There are so many things that we can get into. Fine. Then look at that. Okay, duration estimation, right? How long it takes. If I apply, okay, use two people, how much duration required? If I use three, how much? Right? So I cannot add n number of people and reduce the cost of, I mean, duration of a project to 1 minute only. I cannot do it. Right? It cannot happen like mathematically. Right? If two people complete in okay 10 days, if I apply 200 people, how much time it takes? You cannot do mathematics like this because there are many constraints, there are many dependencies, there are many waiting periods, right? And okay, the coding is to be done by one person. If I one person coding, it takes 1 day to do it, right? Same coding, right? Okay, it is a cohesive coding, right? Then if I apply 200 people, can it be done in just okay 2 minutes and all? It cannot go like that. Mathematics doesn't work like that. Then project staffing, right? How many people are required? Then what is the schedule, right? The Gantt chart is being drawn in which week, what you are doing. So all these are integral part of that. All these as a part of the project planning, right? Effort, staffing, schedule, duration, cost, and naturally the size. These are all different terms that we use, right? This. Now look at that, whether you estimate, okay, project estimation involve answering several questions. How much effort is required to complete each activity? How much calendar time is needed to complete each activity? What is the total cost of each activity? And so finally the product, right? When you are going to complete this, right? So these are the questions that you people have to prepare, right? Yes. So for that we will get into some concrete examples. Now there are three parameters involved in computing total cost. Look at that: hardware and software cost, including maintenance, traveling, training, other all okay cost, whatever that is there. The effort cost, the cost of paying software engineers because they sit and work, their salaries and all, the effort, how many people, okay, man hours, every hour cost this much, this many man hours is required, so total cost is this much, which will get added to traveling, training cost, right? Maybe your okay, tea, breakfast, any other things that you get as a service, right? Your bonus, right? Your luxury, whatever you get it, okay, thus then maybe water bill, electricity bill, rent for that, software you buy, right, or maintenance okay that you get into your system, everything gets added to okay the cost of a product. Got it? So what are the different okay parameters that affect the cost of a project? We already noted this, right? Look at that. Some other things have been added already. I said heating, lighting, right? The support staff, right, including cleaners, technicians, okay, administrators, accounts people, cost of networking, cost of your luxury, okay, library, recreation facility, your travel, transport, right, your social security, your ID card, okay, whatever that is there, anything that gift you get it from the institution, all that is cost to company. Anything that costs to a company, right, everything becomes a part of product, okay, cost. Partly it is taken. There are direct that things are being taken as a salary component is a direct thing that get into product cost. And there are many other things. Electricity is being used by, I mean, probably, okay, it is divided based on certain weightage among all the projects that is going on. Room, I mean, rent of that entire building. Again, that part of that is being divided among the different project, right? And some part will come into this, and then the profit margin. Please look into that. It is something like with an open mind, you need to think, work on that, and make a listing. Are you getting it? If I ask you, okay, prepare, okay, a Jira rice for 100 people, right? 100 people, the guest I'm getting today evening, okay, Ashish will be preparing Jira rice for 100 people. Then I'll ask them that one, how much I have to pay? Look at that. How much I have to pay? It depends on the quality of rice, right? Quality of water being used, quality of the plates, quality of the oil that is being used, right? Utensil cost, rent, okay, gas, stove, rent, right? Utensils rent, people involved in salary of 1 day, right? Cleaners cost, right? Space that is being used, and any other material, including a table, chairs, and all. Serving, I mean, spoon, its a cost, right? So it's a comprehensive kind of things that people need to look into that. It comes by an experience. It comes by an experience. But you people should visualize. Just 1 minute, I have a call. Right. The cost of all these things, okay, I'm back here. You need to look into that. Right? Oh, now look at that. There are a lot of uncertainty involved in the cost estimation also. Right? It comes by an experience. That's why the project manager, project okay, leaders, team leaders, and all they involve in the management activity. Right? Yes. Now look at that, the various factors. One is market opportunity. Many times what happens is that you need to enter into the market. Many times you'll see, right, in the market here that you buy one, you get one free for the same cost. How? They wanted to enter into the market. Look at that, right? A development organization may quote a low price because it wishes to move into the new segment of the market. It could be software or otherwise, whatever it is. It wanted to move. Once okay, the customers are happy with the quality of the item they are using it, that one slowly they withdraw the this concession and all those things. Are you getting this? So it is these are all different strategies. At that time, your profit margins are low, right? So there are many things, right? Look at that one requirement volatility. If the requirements are likely to change, an organization may lower its price to win the contract. If the requirements are likely to change, okay, everything is known, everything is fixed, right? Then the cost is less because they want to win the contract. If requirements are okay, okay, how frequently it changes, right? Now look at that. After the contract is awarded, high price can be charged for the changes to the requirements. Now there's another strategy people use. Initially you quote low, right? Then for every change, right, you can charge lot, right? And financial health also is important. Developers in a financial difficulty may lower their price and gain the contract. Right? It's better to make a smaller than a normal profit or break even to go out of business. Right? So sometimes it needs, right, whatever that you are investing, that much you are getting so that you can stay in the market and then improve your health, financial health, and get into the newer price and all these things. There are a number of these things. That's why many people after engineering they prefer to do MBA and get into a management activity. Okay, BE and MTech. So many people prefer okay BTech and master's degree in business administrations. Are you getting this? Now, there are many things that okay we'll get into. Uh, what are the different metrics that's being used estimating the size? When you estimate the size, right, then to do that, how many people are required? What are the resources you can compute? There are two things, important things, which you must remember and work on that. One is lines of code, and other one is function point, right? They are used basically to estimate the size of the target. Once the size is okay established, there's all things there is a clarity, right? So LOC stands for line of code. How many lines of code are there, right? Leaving all your comments, okay, blank line and all. Okay, line of code we refer it to, right? What is being used in the main business computations, right? So slowly we will get into one quickly lines of code. Let me okay look into here. You count the number of okay source instructions, right? And you have to ignore many other things. Line LOC line of count, okay, line of code. Sorry, line of okay code count at the end of the project is a very simple job, right? Yes. Now look into that. Okay, the another strategy, line of code counting, how do you do that? Okay, divide into the modules and each module into sub-modules and so on until the size of the different leaf level modules can be approximately predicted and you can add it and all, right? That's okay, the common sense which we can get into, right? There are many shortcomings. LOC gives a numerical value of the problem size that can vary widely with an individual coding, right? It may vary, right? The effort not necessarily in terms of lines of code. It is a competency of the faculty member also matters. The same 10 lines of code I may take okay half an hour, and some other people may take around 2 hours and all. In that case, depending on the competency of the staff that which you are added, that will also influence, and probably that is one of the major disadvantage of okay line of code, right? The competency matters. Yes, you should know for the placement perspective preparations, right? And if you look at the line of code, the another important thing is okay. Look, a good problem size measure should consider overall complexity of the problem. What is overall complexity? Right? Design, right? Not only coding, design, testing, right? And you have a manual preparation, okay, all maintenance, whatever that you do, corrective maintenance, whatever that is there, right? Every effort and not just the coding effort, right? But LOC line of code focus on the coding activity alone, and that's why it is not okay the good things to practice this. Right. Now look at that. Another thing is whenever right you might have developed a certain reusable component in other project, and in the new project you wanted to reuse, right? So in that case, what happens, right? LOC metric penalizes the use of higher level programming language naturally because there are many libraries are available which you can do in one line. So one line, but okay, you can you say that one line, okay, just I'll do it in 10 rupees and get rid of that? No, you cannot get into that. Or the code reuse, which already you have built it, right? Now, when I use lines of code of that reusable component, it will add to my profit and all, right? Now look at that, you read this, okay, there are, okay, use several library routine, then LOC count will be lower. This would show up as a smaller program size. Thus, if the manager uses the LOC count as a measure of the effort put in the different engineers, they would be discouraging the code reused by engineers. And the more code reusable code you develop it will add to the profit when the more and more reuse of that is being initiated in different projects. Right? That is an advantage of okay having a reusable code. Right? Look at that lines of code, right, is a lexical complexity. I mean, right, okay, the structure syntax whatever that you put it okay in that one, but logic or the logic or the structural complexity involved in that may not be. You write a complex equation, but the effort required to build that equation probably may be high, very high. Or sometimes it may be you may have to research that one and build the equation relating different parameters, how one parameter vary with other parameter, and use that as one expression which you might have studied in first year AC programming. But to develop that equation among the different parameters, right, you might have spent a month together. That expression may be outcome of some research, right? In that case, the complexity involved in that expression might not have been looked into. So line of code doesn't get into logical, okay, logic involved or structural complexity or semantic complexity. It takes lexical complexity, doesn't take into account the semantic complexity. This, please remember all these things. Please remember all these things. Go through the book, right? So there are difficulties of line of a code. Okay, now that's why we go for another variation that is called function point. This metric, I mean, here what is that we do, right? The function point metric is that it can be used to easily estimate the size of the software product directly from the problem specification, right? The problem specification. Now let's look into that. The Now, the size of a software product here is directly dependent on the number of different functions or the feature it supports. For example, consider I want to take a backup. I want to take a backup of one table. Okay, backup and recovery. Whatever the database tables, okay, I fill, I want to take a backup, right? This feature is required, right? Now this backup for this feature, right? I know that how much effort is required for that because of my earlier experience, right? So I look into these features and feature wise I try to, okay, classify the feature, classify the project and all, right? Based on my historical experience and all, right? I can attach for this feature this much of, okay, man hours is required, right? I wanted to right, add a record containing these many fields, right? So then it's a corresponding GUI, database connectivity, right? Then responses, dialogue related things, test cases related things, put together all one button, right? Add, right? Or adding a record is a feature. Adding a new record is a feature use case. The software allows you to add a new record, right? New record includes its analysis, it's a design, it is GUI design, it is a backend design, it is a testing design, test case design, right? Coding efforts, it's a manual related things. All these things experience is put into that this feature of adding a record needs, okay, 2-man days and 1-man day. Okay, usually a programmer, their salary per month is this, per day is this, and 2 days they are spending on that 2 days salary will be the cost of that feature you are adding it. That's how the function point gets into. Function point focuses, as I said, the functions or the features that you are going to support, right? Thus, look at that. A major shortcoming of the function point measure is that it does not take into account the algorithmic complexity of the software. Right? Again, the semantic part that is missing. Right? Algorithmic complexity. Effort required to design and develop any two functionalities of the system is same. Right? Can it be? No. Right? This. So the size, now look at that, the size of the product in a function point can be expressed as a weighted sum of these 5 problem characteristics. Now when I said that one, okay, I wanted to add a new record, right? This adjusted function point UFP, right, equal to number of inputs into 4 plus number of outputs into 5 plus number of enquiries into 4 plus number of files it refers into 10 plus number of interfaces into 10. These are the experience based on that, the weightage is being developed. The weight can vary. The weight based on the project experience in the company can vary, right? Number of inputs. I mean, you need an input, right? You need a GUI for that. You need analysis for that. You need a design part that the input gets into. You need a storage for that where you need a schema and all those things. The entire input we call number of inputs. Are you getting it? And it's effort. Everything is accommodated into this. So you please study all those things, right? Once the unadjusted function point is computed, the technical complexity factor TCF is computed in next technical complexity. TCF refines the your unadjusted function points. UFP measure by considering the 14 other parameters such as high transaction rates, throughput, and response time requirement, and each of these 14 factor is assigned from 0 to 6, that is not present or seriously strongly to influence, right? The resulting number are summed yielding the total degree of influence DI. Some DI they compute degree of influence on various things. So TCF is computed as 0.65 plus 0.01 into DI. I mean, DI can vary from, right, whatever is degree of influence, right? So again, this is experience. Please look into that. This is not a formula to be used everywhere. They compute this, right, based on their experience. So function point is calculated as unadjusted function point plus technical complexity factor TCF multiplied by TCF, right? So this you need a huge data in order to arrive at that, right? You will not be asked to compute all these things. But the procedure you should know, right? So in a project based on their experience of previous, they come with the degree of influence DI. Got it? Okay. So TCF is multiplied by technical complexity factor is multiplied by, right, unadjusted function point, right, and you get something, right? But looking into all these things, these are all right, but not being followed. But what is being looked into, the one of the important thing is COCOMO model. Please look into that. Line of code, function point, this one, and this COCOMO model. They are very important from examination point of view. Constructive cost model, COCOMO model, right? Please look into, right? So you need to work on that. Anyhow, in one more class we'll try to address this, but until the session closes, we'll continue this. This is developed by Dr. Barry Boehm in 1981 and reflect the software development practices of these days, right? Other things we are not interested much about the story and other things. Now here, as a first step, you need to look into whatever the project you are doing, which category it belongs to, right? So they have a categories. One of the they classify as organic, semi-detached, and embedded. That's how they call it, and with a property for each one of that. Organic project type is well understood application program. There is no uncertainty. Everything is clear. The size of the development team is reasonably small and team members are experienced in developing similar type of project. Already you have got project experience of doing such kind of things. Well understood domain, right? Small team, right? And people have an experience of doing similar kind of things. It's called organic project type. Semi-detached. Development team consisting of mixture of experienced and inexperienced. Look at that. Why? In a previous one, it is experienced. Here is a mixture, so that there is a possibility that one things may not be understood properly, things may not be done. You need a training kind of things and all. So cost of that is being included in the semi-detached. Team members may have a limited experience on related system. They are not fully but they are limited experience. This will make some kind of unfamiliarity with the or little less experience of doing similar kind of things will have an impact on touched cars. So it is semi-detached, right? Embedded software being developed is strongly coupled to complex hardware, right? Or if the stringent regulation on operational procedures like an embedded systems, what we talk, right? System side, right? Sensors related things, right? Where systems are very critical. They're called embedded. They are very critical, complex, rigid requirements are there, right? So these are three categories which you need to look into, and based on the category, you have a computational cost computational model, right? Now look at that. When these development models, you have organic, semi-embedded, embedded. Look at that in terms of size. When you talk organic, they are small. Semi-detached is medium, and embedded they are large. Right? Innovation. When you look at that, organic is little, medium, and greater in embedded. Right? Project characteristics, deadline constraint. Organic not tight, medium and tight, and development environment is stable in organic, medium, and the embedded one is complex. This you can take a screenshot of this, which will tell you a development model. Project type can be put into three with these characteristics. If you remember one table, I think it speaks about everything, right? Ashish, you can take a screenshot of this.
Yes, sir.
Right, taken. I think this one. So in Kokomo model, first thing is that project type we need to look into based on the project characteristics. Then, right, we will get into Kokomo model. Look at that. There are three. One is basic, other one is intermediate, third one is complete Kokomo model. You can refer internet. You will get a lot of things. In basic Kokomo model, what happens is, right, this is the equations have been developed. Right, effort equal to A into number of lines of code, kilo lines of code raised to B per month. This is effort, right? And total development time is 2.5 into effort raised to C months, right? What is ABC? For organic, semi-embedded, detached, these values have been constants, have been developed. KLOC is the estimated size of the software product expressed in kilo lines of code. ABC are constant for each category of the software product which have been established based on the past experience. TDEV is the estimated time to develop the software expressed in months. Effort is the total effort required to develop the software product expressed in person month, man months, person month, right? Person month, PM stands for person month, right? So given this value, again this is a theoretical thing, right? If at all it is a problem is given, values are to be given, and then accordingly you will be computing that. Got it, right? So how do you get the value of A, B, C and all? It is an experience people have developed in a company, right? Here Kokomo proposed all these things based on varieties of projects, experiences, right? Effort equal to A into kilo lines of code raised to B per month, person month, right? Development effort is, development time is 2.5 into effort raised to C months, right? This, please remember all these things. Now what happens is sometimes you may given such a scenario, small scenario, you may have to work on that. Assume that size of an organic type of software product has been estimated to be 32,000 lines of code. So when everything is given, putting an expression and computing doesn't make sense. But you should understand. But how did you estimate the 32,000 lines of code? That's a very important. How do you say that one? This is the it belongs to particular category or project. That's very important. Organic type. How did you decide? Assume that average salary of a software engineer is 15,000 per month. Determine the effort required to develop the software product and nominal development time. Now look at that. With the table that you should know, effort equal to 2.4 because it's organic. Please see here. A is 2.4. Kilo lines of code raised to B 1.05. See, 2.4 into 32,000 lines of code. The kilo lines of code is 32. Raised to 1.05. It is 91. This unit is PM. Please remember, right? PM, right? This person month, right? 91% month, right? Okay, then nominal development time is again equation. That's 2.5 into 91 raised to 0.38, okay, equal to 14 months, right? This 91 is person month, 91 total person months. It is not, right, 91 people. There are more number of people. All these are counted there, right? You can take a screenshot of this. Ashish, take a screenshot,
Done, sir.
right? Add as a hint to, right, the one of the question which you are noting, right? You can take this also, screenshot this also you take it,
Yes.
this also you take it,
Yes.
right? All three add it as a hint for that estimation of project cost, right?
Okay, sir.
Not on this also, this has an effort adjustment factor, right? Whatever the man months you have computed, okay, the man months computation A into, okay, this, you please note on this and work on that. Earlier you have computed, right, development time, okay, effort, right here. Use this again equation, just study this, right? Please just have a comparison, right? And here 15 cost drivers are rated on the scale of very low, very high, etc. This effort adjustment factor is looked into for the man month, right? The correction they do, corrected things they use, right? What are those? Take a screenshot of this.
Yes.
Study it as a theoretical descriptive kind of things, right? Very low. This pointer, okay, this factor, they multiply with the man months and then they get into. For example, right? See, look at the required reliability. If it is a very high, you are multiplying man month by 1.40. If it is a very low reliability, hope you understand. Now look at the database size. If it is very high, you are multiplying man months by 1.16. Right? There are 14 parameters, okay, on that. Thus, okay, multiplying effort multipliers have been given. So until it is given, we don't ask you to remember this. But overall procedure you should know. The effort, whatever you have completed earlier in the initial model, you multiply that with the, okay, effort adjustment factor. That's all. Rest all is same. 2.5 into man months raised to 0.38 into equal days. This will remain same. Man months, whatever you complete, person month, whatever you computed, right? Okay, you multiply by the, okay, effort adjustment factor, right? Are you clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Same thing. So here is one example you can look into and work on that. You please take a screenshot of that. Give a hint there. Hint in question bank. All this parameter will be given, then you have to compute. Right? Take it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Not on this, right? So what happens is man month, right? Okay, one point, okay, whatever this is there. Okay, please try to look into work out this. How many members are required? Development time, total required time, right? And that gives you the indicator. right? So you please work out a study because they're all formula based. Okay, such a question usually will not be asked. If it all is being asked, all parameter will be given in the this thing or the cost. But what is the important thing is by classifying the project. Then there are different factors that influence the complexity of a project, right? So all these things are being looked into that while calculating the effort expressed in person month. Then you have time, okay, in months. Based on that, you can find out how many people are required, everything which already you are seeing. So please work on that as a short note and sometimes a small example with all parameter given in question paper. Please work on that, right? So with this, we have okay completed cost estimation. So please work on the COCOMO model, right? Theoretical things. Okay, please work on that and try to develop how do you estimate okay the cost of your project. You can develop your own model and explain when it is asked in the examination, right? How do you compute the cost of your project? How do you consider efforts, right? Please work on that. Please look into that these aspects which we are seeing today. Managing people, their attributes, all that thing we are seeing, right? Maybe configuration management to tell you that's also important thing, right? Configuration, when we talk about the configuration, there are a lot of change management how we do. Right? I get version 1, version 2, version 3, major changes, minor changes and all. Right? All these changes are to be monitored with a definite procedure of check-in and check-out. See, if I check out certain code and do modification, and some other people also check out and do modification, and I check in my code, and some other people overwrite on that, whatever the changes are done is being lost, and my changes are not accommodated in the changes what they are bringing. It brings certain kind of a conflicts and all, right? Please go through the configuration management. Maybe right after the your I examination, we get enough time until the written examination begins, right? Ashish, we will call discussion for configuration management, other things, okay, much more during that time also as a extended things, right? Ashish, is it okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So just to summarize, okay, please look into software quality parameters, okay, look into and what all, okay, with reference to your project. Project planning, scheduling, risk identification, mitigation in general and with reference to your project. Configuration management is general procedures, right? People capability maturity model, cost estimation with reference to your project. Please work on that. Please work on that, right? So are you clear about that? And all of you complete your assignment given in the project, Google Class and see that everything is uploaded properly, right? Ashish, Ashish,
Yes.
okay, as one representative, what you can do is, right, you complete all in one PDF. Of course, separate things are there. Assemble all things, make it one PDF with the cover sheet and index. You submit it to me. Your work
Yeah. Okay. So, for everyone or
for you. Okay, one
yeah. Okay.
single submission for you. All other people will submit separately. You also will submit separately in Google Class, but assemble one and PDF, send it to my email and WhatsApp. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
After exam, right? Not now. After your internal exam, before the final exam.
Yes. Yes.
Right? It should have a cover sheet, page numbers, right? Everything properly.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Assignment title, assignment work, reference, everything. Right?
Yes.
So with this, we have come to the end of our syllabus. Got it? Okay, once again, I remind you, it is a unit-wise, okay, examination will be done. Question paper. Every unit, there are two 20 marks full question. Out of the two full 20 marks, you have to answer any one full. So in that way, okay, learning all things mandatory, right? And all this last unit with reference to your project, thoroughly study. Cost estimation with reference to your project, can you compute? Project planning, scheduling, can you do it for your project, right? Along with the general procedure with reference to your project later. Both is mandatory to get into the third IA. And third IA is very easy to get into, right? Get into. And similarly, unit number 4 also. So is that okay? Shall we stop now?
Yeah, yes.
Right. Please go through that with this. I'll stop sharing, and we'll see what is to be done. I will not call for extra class because today we have summarized all things. Right after your third IA, right? Probably we initiate the discussions on if at all anybody need, right? Second revision. Revision we can initiate. At the time we'll do it from the bottom to top. Last unit to first unit. Ashish.
Yes, sir.
Right? You have to schedule asking all your friends, right? It's up to you, right? Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Even 1 hour of revision, if you keep it for software engineering, we can do in the evening also, 7 to 8.
Sure, sir.
That will help you for preparing for the semester and exam also. Every day 1 hour software engineering, keep it. You have studied, okay, let's revise. 7 to 8 after your third IA, right? We'll keep it, okay, for this revision, 7 to 8, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Evening, the remaining time you do your other studies, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. Right. I'll end this meeting for all. Right.
Yes.
Arpita, is it okay? Arpita? Right. Please ensure that everyone attend the third IA because it will prepare, help you. Right. For semester exam. Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.